This is the Rebel Scum Podcast. Available in video on YouTube and audio wherever you listen to your podcasts. Every week, Brock and James talk the latest rumors, news, and theories from a galaxy far, far away. Support us on Patreon for exclusive offers and join the Star Wars discussion. Patreon.com/RebelScumPodcast. Here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You're always scum. Rebel scum.
Ooh. What up, what up, what up? Episode 317, Rebel Scum Podcast. I'm Brock. You're muted.
I almost just removed myself. I'm James. I'm not used
James
to
under the weather.
Yeah, I'm not used to that intro working too. It throws me off.
It was nice that the audio was still playing and it came to us. I was like, pièce de resistance. I liked it actually.
And then I had to screw it all up as I normally do.
James is under the weather today, but we had to do an episode because, ladies and gentlemen, we have a trailer.
Yeah, Rey Skywalker movie's coming.
Yeah, I mean, what an exciting time. You know, after this drought of no Star Wars content, no disrespect to Bad Batch, but it's just but it's just when you see a trailer with actual I know it's not a movie, but it's television, so you're like, oh, and I was very happy to see this. I mean, first of all, on Tuesday we got the poster, or was that Monday?
This week's been a blur, and it's felt like a year for me. I'm gonna say I think it was Tuesday poster, Wednesday trailer. Yesterday was a trailer, right? It was yesterday.
Yes.
And we should have gone on and talked about it like we do on Wednesdays, but you can hear me now. Yesterday, I was like, I can't even talk right now. And I was asleep at this time also.
Yeah.
So I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah.
Nice. This is 40. Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday sounds right. Fantastic poster. I love when they do this where they get you hyped for it before it even comes out. So it's I don't know if there was a reason to drop any of this, just because, I suppose. I mean, the announcement of it is June 2nd that we're getting 2 episodes. 4 episodes. June 4, no, 2 June episodes.
4. June 4.
2
it's
4
June
episodes.
4th. 2 episodes on June 4th. I like.
Can you imagine 4 episodes?
Release them all. All.
Here you go.
I will say, I have to be honest. So, I actually think this could be the coolest poster that we've ever gotten for Star Wars. It's up there. It's because somebody said this is the best Star Wars poster. I'm like, is it? And I was like, yeah, it might be. Because the Phantom Menace one's really cool. The thing with the older posters, though, is, the floating heads are floating heads, but you get the cool, Phantom Menace, Anakin with Vader behind them. The Last Jedi had some cool posters, but yeah, I think this one might be the coolest poster we've gotten for Star Wars. Yeah, I think.
If you haven't seen it, and if you're in our podcast and you haven't seen it yet, we're 3 days behind. It's a lightsaber on the ground and a streak of blood, what we assume is blood, into to look like the blade. Yeah. And then it says some, mysterious jargon oh, in the light, there is darkness. I'm like, yes, we know. This is Star Wars. Solid poster, though. I would not hate having a copy of that. It looks cool, and it looks, I don't know, this feels deadly,
Yeah, my friend Steve got me a copy from Disney. He gets Disney rewards points. I didn't even know that Disney popped it as I say Disney reward points. It's ears are burning. And he got me the poster for Mando season 3 and Andor. And I'm kind of when do you get this poster? This is a seriously nice poster. Whoever designed this one should be very proud of their work definitely. But we're gonna like talk through the trailer a little bit. But what were your initial thoughts of it before? Because you haven't seen the trailer. Spoiler for the trailer. But what were your initial thoughts on it, Brock?
The poster or the trailer?
Trailer.
I feel like I was in immediately because it opens on that scene with the youngling Jedi, and it's just like, yeah, like I'm in. Just kids in cloaks. I'm like, boom, and they're in what looks like the Jedi Temple. So yeah.
I was like the same. I was very excited. The only thing for me that I noticed throughout most of this trailer was I kind of wish it had more of a similar cinematography to Andor, because it has like, I feel like the tone is between Mando and like it's somewhere in between, but the visuals are looking more Mando. It's based on the first teaser trailer, like who knows, but like I almost felt like it was almost a little too. I was like, I just wish it was a little grittier. But what was happening within it had me like, I think I text you like it's perfect. Like it's like everything about him, like this is Star Wars. I want to watch this, and it's exactly the trailer gave us exactly what we were promised it would be.
Yeah, I agree. Like it was just like there wasn't too much. You know what I mean? There wasn't. I feel like we're like, here are your characters. That's all you get. I'm
not gonna lie to you. If they put out another trailer, I might seriously not watch it. Well, we will because of this podcast, but I would seriously consider not watching it. Because also, like, I realized I saw Dune the Second. I call it Dune the Second. I saw Dune 2, and I saw the trailer like a week before I saw it. I was like, I didn't have to watch that trailer.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? I was like, because Erin hadn't seen the trailer, and she was like watching everything she saw was for the first time. Like, if I didn't watch that trailer, not that it doesn't really give much away, but I'm like, I'm at an age now where I'm like, if I know I'm going to watch. Like, if I don't know when a trailer hits me, that's different. But like a franchise like the new Ghostbusters, I'm going to watch that movie. I don't need to see the trailer today. Star Wars, I never have to watch any Star. We have a Star Wars podcast. This is the last thing you need to tell me. So if there's another trailer, if you want to talk about it, I'll watch it. Otherwise, I might be like, we're too soon to June 4th, 2nd, whatever day you want to make it. Well, we're too soon.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the next one is going to give something away that we're like, I wish I didn't see that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was good because it's like as much as I've watched it, I'm like not entirely. I mean, we have a synopsis already, sort of. So we're like, okay, I see that. Perfect.
I think the trailer we're gonna show. You want me to bring it up? I think it's misleading us in a few. I think it's misleading us in a few directions. Not
perfect.
But not like in a Ralph Boner kind of way, but in like a genuine, like, we're just not showing you our cards kind of way. So this guy on the left, I don't get Funko Pops anymore. I'm all in on this one though. Just this guy, Funko Pop, Black Series, Series, whatever you want, or one of those Hot Wheels cars with his face on it. I'll buy it. Just put this guy. I don't know his name. Does he have a name?
Yeah, I mean, are we assuming this is the Jedi Temple or Coruscant? I mean, this is 200 years, 100 years before Phantom Menace, so it's like the Jedi are this is High Republic era. What do we see? I'll hit play here and we'll just move through the scene, but yeah.
You know more about the High Republic than I do. This is the most High Republic I've been exposed to.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. But, like, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's like, it could be anywhere. It's just not, it's all clean and whatnot. And,
which I love. I love that it's got that prequel aesthetic to it. Like, and then we go to like a kind of an OT aesthetic. So I think this woman walking in, is that the assassin or is that our main character? I think that's our main character.
That's that's Amanda Stenberg.
Yeah, so
that's
I think that's the mislead. That's the mislead. I think she's going to be like a former Jedi who left the Order, but now is coming back to track down the murderer with. So I think that's the mislead I'm talking about right here. Is that we're in the trailer, she looks like a villain, but she's not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But it's very cool. I believe this Jedi I forget his name from Squid Game. I think his name is Soul. which I can't. I've read a bunch of things.
I think it's like
What's
from.
that?
I was gonna say this Jedi whose name I can't remember from the High Republic. Instead, it's
No,
I wasn't
Squid Game.
expecting
The actual actor. I read an article today that said all their names,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
I
I'm
can't
not
find
gonna
it.
bother.
But
You know what? Until they're on toys, I'm not gonna know them.
and I will get into some of the one big reveal of finding out names as we get to it. But yeah, here we see Amanda
I love this.
Stenberg. Yeah, there's nothing better than like a cantina, or is this a restaurant? Like
It's a Star Wars eatery.
Yeah, Olga's. Exactly. It's Olive Garden. Olga's Olive Garden.
But yeah,
it just it's looks awesome.
By the way, this is like the most disliked
of course, we're not
video on YouTube or something. Oh,
yeah, we're not playing the audio because we do not want to get flagged. But I sent you a fun. There's already like this has been out for 48 hours, and my work friend Clark sent me a meme already where with this this scene specifically in this Padawan on the far right here, where it's like this scene is like close your eyes in the beginning, but you don't see this character. It's like close your eyes, like he cannot close his eyes. He or she cannot close their eyes.
I love it. Is that Warwick Davis?
Yeah, but oh yeah, it has to be, or his son.
He hasn't been in a show yet, I don't think.
But
he hasn't been in a live action show.
Really, I did not know that. I think
I could be wrong.
If I remember correctly, this is the part. They're like, "What do you see?" What do you see? And he says, "How do you feel the Force is like? Sunshine and brightness or whatever." And this girl in the back says fire. So we're all kind of assuming that's Amanda Stenberg.
Yeah, this is like her in the past.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's what's going on, that's cool. And if not, who cares? It's like a Jedi that's like, oh, fire. I'm like, whoa.
So
and then first shot. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
First appearance of Carrie-Anne Moss, who I forgot was in this movie.
I think, Brock, based on this trailer, I think she is the Jedi that gets murdered at the beginning.
Oh, interesting.
I feel like she's so separate from everything. Like she's separate from everything except this assassin fights somebody else later on. But she's so separate. It's like you get an actress like that. She shows up and it's her murder. She might not die at the beginning. It might be whatever. But like it's her character's death is going to be what sparks the old Padawan to come back. Is what I'm guessing. I could be way off, but that's my thought.
I mean, that's true. I mean, Amanda Stenberg's only holding a knife, so it's like doesn't automatically mean Jedi. Boom.
And what if because the I think the synopsis is she returns to like her former master or something, right? But what if her former master is Carrie-Anne Moss, who died, and she goes to find that? Like maybe there's a little trickery there as well. I could be way off, but I hope not.
I didn't notice this. This is why I love slowing this down. Amanda Stenberg in what seems to be a different location, holding similar knife. If I can get it going here, right there. Oh, you saw it there for a second, right? What fun! What fun! You came to hear about Star Wars, and you just see me going back and forth on a video. Anyways, so this character here, I thought was the girl that plays the daughter character and also in Barbie and also is Ahsoka, but this is Daphne Keane from Logan fame. Yeah. And I forget. I saw. Oh man, I really wish I'd written down the names, but there's another Jedi. I think is a Padawan. Forget.
Check this out from Sooner Thrawn. Carrie-Anne is only listed in one episode. And so that corroborates my theory that she is.
I love it. And what was our never tell me the odds of what color lightsabers we might see? Did we have like there will be a new lightsaber color? We're seeing yellow in the background here right now.
I think I can't. Yeah, we would do those and I black out after. I'll have to go back to the tape.
The best part is I'm like looking at our like StreamYard to like move the video, which is like not helpful. There's that same.
I like this shot actually.
Yeah.
I do.
Are we assuming this is Kashyyyk because the next is Wookiee Jedi?
I don't. I guess. I don't know.
Or is it?
I never actually thought about locations, to be honest, because I'm not like.
I don't know. I'm just saying this because I'm looking at
it. Yeah, I mean, look, if we get Kashyyyk, like I said I think I said it last week, where it was like fanboys. Remember, fanboys had that question, like, "What's Chewbacca's home planet?" And he goes Kashyyyk. But like when that movie came out, even before that, like that wasn't common knowledge. Now it is, but we still haven't seen much of it. Like we still never go to Kashyyyk.
That's true.
And I'm like, if you want to put Kashyyyk, I'm good. Let's do it.
We're gonna see our first. Is this officially our first Wookiee Jedi? Because this is This is Juno Sotamo reprising a Wookiee role. It is obviously not Chewbacca. And I was like, "Oh, is this Buryaga from the actual book series?" It is not. I can't remember the name, but it is not. So I was like, "Oh," because in the book series, Buryaga is like a Padawan. So 100 years or 50 years later, or whatever you want to call it, is totally doable if he's like a full. It looks older, but it is not. But it is Juno Saitama, so hooray!
Sooner Thrawn had the same.
And Sooner Thrawn thinking like me.
Yeah, exactly.
Loving it. We'll keep going. There's, I forget what this guy's name is, but yes, he is from Squid Game. That guy looks like that one character actor that was a villain in like every 90s thing. Actually, I looked at this, I was like, is he wearing the bottom part of a Wookiee costume?
Oh my gosh.
Because it looked furry. Yeah, we're seeing some kind of starfighter or small plane. That could you imagine if this is Naboo? Like, would you lose your mind if this was Naboo?
Yeah, there's another planet. Let's go back to. I mean, we got a lot more Naboo than
exactly.
But
Yeah. We're seeing. I
love this right here. Just give me this all day. Yeah. Give it to me all day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like we were always talking about the Acolyte being somewhat of a kung fu thing that I think we made up, but like this is delivering on cool fighting.
Yeah, but that's the thing in this trailer. Like the hate this trailer got on YouTube. I don't know if you know this, but it has the most like dislikes or something in the history of ever. Or it has anyway. But like the thing is, like everything in this, I'm like, there's nothing in this that is like bad or offensive in any. You know what I mean? Like it's like this is like there's nothing bad about it. I don't know. I think like I said, like this I kind of
I read like people are mad because they're like, oh, it's the Sith and they haven't been seen in a millennium in Phantom Menace. I'm like, come on. Information doesn't get shared in Star Wars.
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
Times, you know?
But the thing is, here's the thing. So there's a couple. So yeah, that is an argument. People are getting really up in arms about this. But there's two sides. But okay, so first, some people are like, then everybody who sees the Sith has to die. Okay, sure. Or the other thing too is we've heard time and time again that they've come out and said that we're going to learn more about like the Jedi, their failings and their ignorances and whatnot. And maybe somebody saw the Sith and they're like, "You did not see a Sith. That's not possible." And then when they go on the mission to track it down, and then that's what leads to the Padawan and the Master going to track down the Sith because nobody believes what it is. And then something happens. So it could just be that where they just like it wasn't a Sith, it was something else. Sith aren't around; they've been extinct or something. So there's a lot of ways around it. Even like, and it might not be a Sith, who knows? But if it is, you could still work your way around. They either kill them all, or the Jedi are just too ignorant to believe the truth on it, which is exactly what they are.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm in. Doesn't matter. One thing I forgot to point out, because so we're like, is this maybe in the past? Because again, I don't remember his name, but Squid Game guy looks younger, sort of. And then also, I forgot to mention when the first scene where we see him, like these white cloaks are what a lot of the cover art and I think the comics of for High Republic show the Jedi in. They wear white cloaks a lot. So like, yeah, I didn't even think of. So this is why I like slowing this down, because I'm just like pulling this out of my head as we go. So I feel like maybe he looks a little bit older in these ones. I don't know. I just noticed there's someone in the background of that shot, which I think is a character that we will get to that is very important. But let's keep rolling back to where we were. Yeah. I mean, he looks, if you see him there, he's wearing a white cloak.
And Disney brings up
And
a good point too. They choose not to tell anyone to put it in the archives. If it's not in the archives, it doesn't exist, which is a quote directly from this. Yeah. So there's a lot of they have point. A lot of outs. There's a lot of outs.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. I mean, the first time we meet Obi-Wan, he's like, it's like, well, your father was. He could have just told him, like, is Darth Vader, but he's like, well, maybe. So it's like, maybe it's just a matter of that. And I'm sure Yoda knows quite a bit of things that he doesn't reveal. Okay. Here's the character that I was surprised about.
Ezra Miller.
This Ezra Miller. Wow. This is a character from the books. Yeah. This is like Vernestra Rowe, who is a pretty, I don't know, a popular character, but she is a character that's in the books, and she's like I don't know, 15 or 16, and is already a Jedi Knight early on. So she has a Padawan when like she's slightly older than her Padawan. So I think she started in the young adult books, but gets mentioned throughout. So this was kind of cool. So then we're assuming she's full Jedi Master at this point. And like it's wild because I think I saw a picture and with the hood off, or maybe it's in the trailer, that like she doesn't have hair in when she's drawn.
Her weapon is like
the book she
like
does
a lightsaber whip. That's a wicked shot.
Yes, that is that's in the book as well, I believe. This is not a Jedi. This is that one guy from The Good Place. I think he's supposed to be a smuggler. Really wish I had written the names down. But yeah, you could just give us these trailers every once a month. And I think we'd just be solid. We're like, yeah, cool. Look, that looks awesome. When does it come out?
I wish, you know what? I don't want to be negative here, but I wish it was a movie. Mm-hmm. I want to watch a movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
I want to watch a Star Wars movie. We've gotten so many Star Wars shows. I'm like, I want to watch a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait.
I like that too.
Wait to see this and how we should watch this episode after we watch the first 2 episodes and see if like we were remotely right about any.
We should do a watch party to this. But podcast.
It's doing. Yeah. This is definitely like giving us. It's like when you watch it without doing all the slowdown. It's like, oh yeah, this is. I didn't notice this when I watched it straight through. And then here's really what's launched the internet with 1,000. I am angry is like a red lightsaber, which always means Sith.
Which is funny because when I saw this, I didn't think of anything other than that's wicked. Is all I thought. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I did think at this scene, I was like, oh, is there any new colors in there? That's why I brought up the never tell me the odds. But whatever, like, who cares?
Cool. The one ring to rule them all.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say one ring. 2 episodes, June 4th. Really, I think is like the most exciting thing. I'm like, yay, we have a date. I mean, we knew the day before, but
it does. All right. What, watching it now, it looks like it lives in the same timeline as Ahsoka and Mando and stuff. Which maybe, you know what, maybe because I said earlier, I kind of wish I had more of the Andor look. But thinking about it now, it looks like Star Wars. Like it looks
Yeah,
like
it
it
does.
fits. It looks like it will seamlessly blend in. Like if I watch Ahsoka and then this, or I watch Phantom Menace, and then like it looks like they could coexist. Whereas Andor, it does obviously, but it's very different. It's a very different the look to Andor.
Yeah.
So definitely, Andor is definitely a more, I guess, mature look is the stupid word to use. But watching it right now with you, I'm like, no, that looks like Star Wars. I'm fine. I'm into it.
Absolutely. All right,
There's a few.
you can get rid of my share screen there.
I'm gonna get rid of your share screen. Red doesn't necessarily mean Sith. It just means you use the dark side and your crystal blood. Kylo is not a Sith, but his lightsaber. Well, his lightsaber is cracking because he's on crack. I think the bleeding. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the bleeding the crystal. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm not. I don't know if you are, Brock, but I'm not. I'm just like, for me, red is bad. Sith, whatever, but bad is red. But to that point, I kind of like the idea though, because Balin and Shin Hati used like kind of like orangey ones. I like the idea that red is reserved for Sith, just to like really separate it. But Inquisitors use red, and they're not Sith, so whatever.
I've always been like, is it so on the nose? Like red is evil. I'm like, but my red is my favorite color. But like, it is a good. It's a good, quick like. That's the bad guy. You're like, oh, I'm like, how many times will you see like a lightsaber pop open and it's red? And you're like, oh, like it's
exactly.
good. Like it works, but I don't know. I don't hate it. It's sort of like I do like the fact that it's like you've corrupted the Kyber crystal. I'm like, okay. But anyways, I'm psyched for the show.
The reason is actually because he said, George, can I have a purple lightsaber? You understand the Battle of Geonosis.
We're just talking about blending colors.
Yeah, I don't know. The show looks awesome to me. I don't like the synopsis is cool, and the show seems cool, and the trailer. I was like, oh, that's a great trailer. Is what I don't know if I said. I thought it was perfect for what it was.
Yeah, no, it's ever since they announced this with the whole bunch of the other shows and projects that happened and didn't happen. It's like this was the one where we're like, we're backing this horse. Like, let's find out, and I feel like it's paid off. It's great.
It's got such a cool concept. They're basically, the thing is, I guess the synopsis is like they're going to try to track down a Jedi killer, which is really kind of cool, and it's going to be mystery. And I do have a couple concerns. One is it's open for a second season. Like it's not a complete season. I guess it's going to be a series, but it has to be greenlit for season 2. And I still feel the pain of Ahsoka, where I was like, oh man, this could be the best series. And then it's like, by the way, it didn't end. Is it going to be a season 2? I don't know. Now there is, obviously, because Filoni calls the shots. But that's not a way to end the series. It's like, oh, maybe, I don't know. So that's my one fear, is that they're going to end it and you'll be like, well, that's not finished. But if you come out now and you're like, there's going to be season 2, they're shooting season 2 in July or whatever, then I'm like, okay, I'm more open to that. Because I also don't want like the Stranger Things effect where they're like, we're shooting this now and you'll get season 2 in 2037. You're like, okay, why are we waiting 15 years for season 2 Stranger Things?
Good question.
Because that's what we do, James. That's what we like. That's the one thing that old school television I much preferred. September to May, I know what's happening. I know I know when you're coming back. Oh wait, you're not coming back mid-season. Okay, March, we're good. But like now, it's like, we'll come back when we feel like it. Come back when we feel like it. Why? This is your job.
No, I'm psyched, and it's just nice. Like I already said, this is like you got the poster, and like you get the trailer tomorrow. I'm like, oh, so cool. Super excited.
What a week for trailers and stuff. Though we got Acolyte, we got Furiosa, we got the new Alien movie, Beetlejuice 2. Like just all these trailers like popped up this week. I'm like, wow, movies are back.
And I think I know it's not a movie, but I think House of Dragon. Dragons just came out
That dropped
today or
today
something like
too.
that.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
sent it to Aaron. I don't watch that. Aaron watches that. That's not my
yeah.
alley. That's hers. She loves that stuff. But like Aaron watched or was kind of watching the Oscars, and she was like, "Wow, it was a really good year for movies." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, it's better than the last few years." I'm like, "Because we haven't had movies. Like we just haven't had things, and like we're still like 3-4 years, we haven't had anything." So yeah, it was a really good year for movies because we haven't had movies in so long.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to like. It's cool that things are coming out again, like exciting stuff, like Acolyte included. Like awesome.
It's and speaking of movies, James, I haven't told you this, but I also saw Dune 2, Dune Part 2, and I was like, we didn't have time to go see it, and then I got this text in the middle of the day where it said, I saw Dune 2. That was from James, and I promptly said, fuck. So I had to go. We're like, can we go? So we went on Tuesday. Great. It's fantastic. I know you, I think you loved it, but we haven't really talked about it. But
no, I didn't tell you what I thought of it. I just said I saw it.
What did you think? Did you like it?
I liked it a lot. I don't know if I liked it more than the first. I have to watch it. I know. I don't know if I liked it more than the first one. It's definitely more action packed. Like it definitely is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it. So I'm like we talked about this a few weeks ago. I never read the book. I didn't watch the movie. Yeah. I've never or the old movies. I didn't watch the TV. Like I knew nothing about Dune until I saw Dune 1. So this one, I did love like what happened with. I don't want to give spoilers because it's still new. Like because people might be like me. But so when I watched the first one with Aaron like a few weeks ago, because I'm like a 3-week-old Dune fanatic, right? But when I watched the first movie with Aaron, she's like, "This is very similar to Star Wars." I'm like, "Yeah," and then stormtroopers showed up. I'm like, "This is freaking weird." But this one was like not really like it was. This one went really weird, but then it was like one character is so a character that Star Wars did. I'm not going to say who or what, you know what I'm talking about, but it did it better. And I was like, this is because I didn't know it was coming. Like, I'm like, the whole movie, I'm like, and this is weird trying to say it without giving it away, but I'm like, is that person making the right choice? Oh no, that person's just doing this to like play a side. And then really they're like, oh no, they're not like that. They're actually like that. And I was like, oh, that son of a bitch. That's kind of how it was. And then the movie ended, and I was like, and I read. So then after I watched it, I read about the book. So I didn't even read up like the synopsis of the book until I was done this movie. So I read it. I was like, oh, I kind of like I haven't read the book, but based on what I did, I think it was a smart move to change the thing they changed from the book because it made me someone who didn't know, like, understand, like, oh man, that was a dick move.
It's I will say you almost have experience to the book because now watching the second part, I'm like, this is like, it's like it's almost 3 hours. You're in the theater for 3 hours regardless. Yeah. It's like it was like I looked over at my wife Reham and she was like, well, that was pretty good. I was like, it was long though. She's like, that was way too long. And I'm like, you have experienced the book. It's like the book is. Like, I would argue this along like Into the Spider-Verse, and granted, Into the Spider-Verse isn't really based on specific story. It's based on IP. But, like, the devotion to, like, the subject matter or, like, original content is, like, like, those two movies I love now. I love Dune and I love Into the Spider-Verse series. Yeah,
they're both long.
It's like
the problem.
Yeah,
sorry, I'm talking. No, the problem with the length is it is very long, but it's not like some movie. I don't want to name it, but it's not like some movies where it needs to be that long. Like because I'm watching, I'm like, you could cut this stuff out, but it's the thing with Dune that I like so much with the first one that the second one still did. Is like it's just like it takes its time. It's like little nuances here and there. They shove this information in you, but they do it in like such like a nice tactical way that like I buy into it and I buy into the flow. And I mean, but at the end of the day, it is still it's still like you got to put a lot of time into watch. Like it's like when I'm gonna get it on thing, and it's gonna take me like 2-3 days to watch it every time I watch it. But it's one of the movies that I feel like needs to be that long, or you make a third movie out of it. You make 4 movie. It's one or the other. So it's not like Rebel Moon, where I don't know why I'm gonna watch a 4-hour version of Rebel Moon. I don't know what you're gonna get there, but I just like it's very long, but it needs to be that long. I don't think Star Wars ever needs to be that long either.
No. It's watching that movie is like reading the book, where it's just like there's nothing added to the movie that's more. I mean, there's some things that there are a few things that are added that aren't really in the book, but are mentioned. So like now you get to see it a little bit more played out. I don't know. It's like when I think about Dune, I'm like, especially watching this movie, I was like, does that happen like that? I'm like, or like literally one point in the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Like, it's just like, there's so much in Dune, and perhaps it's because they're in the desert, so it's just like, it is what it is. But like and it, like what I always describe Dune as like 200, 300 pages of like, almost nothing per se, just a lot of just like walking or talking, and it's just like, where are we going with this? And then the last like 100 to 50 pages, like bam, 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 bam. So like in this movie, you have that vibe, and it's just like obviously visually it looks way better. Like I found Denis Villeneuve's like look was like it felt like I think sci-fi still does this, but like sci-fi covers, like the covers of the books in like the 70s and 80s where everything's hand painted. Yeah. There were some scenes that felt like he looked at something and was like, let's make that real. Like not a huge spoiler, but I'm gonna say it. So the like stormtrooper character, or like a bunch of different characters do this, but like they don't have like jet packs, but they'll do this thing where they just float up, and there's no sound or anything. I really like that idea. And it looks like they just like all of a sudden lose any gravity, and they just float up and float down. Like it's just like touches like that just make me like, yeah, like Denny can do all the sci-fi going forward. Like high art.
The thing, like it's so long, but like I'm fine. I'm not fine with a lot of long movies, but I'm like this one. I'm like, yeah. And like I said, like the next time I watch it, it'll probably take me like 7 days to watch it. Yeah, but I'll be okay with it because I think I said this before. I think he's one of the best directors. Like his everything. Like I did a letterbox. I ranked his movies. I'm like, and I looked at like 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Like Sicario. I think Sicario and Dune 1, I give 5s each, and Dune was a 4.5. And then I watched it 700 times. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's not fair to keep it at a 4.5. So, but like his movies are just so solid. Like from Prisoners on, like it's just even if you start at Prisoners, that's 14 years of movie. Like you're like Blade Runner is like. Again, it's very long, but it's so well made. His movies are very well made. And that's because we did the podcast like, could Dune be the new Star Wars? Which I still think is a valid question based on the fact that Dune just passed 500 million in 2 weeks or whatever. Dune 2, and everyone's like, but they're so different. They are very different, but they're also not. Like they're very different, but they feed this need, like a very similar need with each other, and the way that they're most similar, I think, Brock, is that Dune 2 clearly is an event film, and that's what Star Wars is, the event, and that it's fun to see that. And also, I've listened to the Dune 1 soundtrack like nonstop, and I've been driving to like Kingston and stuff for so it's like hour and a half straight. But then last weekend, I had my daughter alone with me for a day and a half, and we just listened to the Wonka soundtrack. So now my Prime Music thinks that I'm a big Timothée Chalamet fan. Like it's like, hey, your favorite artist. I was like, what?
Who's the composer for the Dune movies?
As Hans Zimmer. Yo, you gotta watch his Vanity Fair. I watched his Vanity Fair interview with him for Dune 1 because I listened to that soundtrack like nonstop. It's and then they just released the second one. The way he talks about making music, because he even talks about like a little bit of when he did with the Lion King and stuff. Dude, it's like just listen to people talk about. And Greg Fraser, I listen to like Lauren Scher talk about like the Joker DP, but listen to Greg Fit. Just listen to like these artists talk about things that they. I'm just like, go man, go. But you should watch those if you like like creative thinking. It's wild. He's like, I found this artist on YouTube and we came in and we collaborated. I'm like, what the.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's those Vanity Fair interviews. I watched the one with Ludwig. I can't say his name, but from Oppenheimer. Yeah, correct. Yeah. And that was really cool too. He's like, Nolan called him to do the score, and he goes, "The only thing I can tell you is I think I want violins," and that was like his only. That was it. And so he's like, so I just started playing violin stuff. And you're like, what? And it's like so wild what these like, because I can't. My musical talents are like none. I think one time I tried the spoons. You know, it's not. Spoon. Yeah. Do you want to do some blind rankings?
Let's do it.
Blind rankings. Okay. All right. Here we go. Blind rankings, where you're going to blindly rank the names that I give you in an order of 1 to 5. So these ones are going to be, these are non-Sith Force users to kind of match with possibly what we'll be getting in the Acolyte. Okay, so they use the Force and they're bad, but they're not technically Sith. So we're going to start with Shin Hati.
Gonna go 3.
This one might be a tough one, actually. Kylo Ren.
Disney Desi's gonna like crucify me. Oh, you know what? I'll do this for Desi. Number 1, Kylo Ren.
You know what? I almost had Kylo Ren as the first one I was gonna say to you, but I was like, that might be a number 1, like an easy number 1. Mother Talzin.
No, I'm gonna go 4 on that.
4? All right.
Yeah.
Mother. It takes me so long to write the. I wish Star Wars had like it was like Josh, Daryl,
Josh, Steve.
Remember the next one I'm gonna say to you is the Saj Ventress.
Ooh.
Saj Ventress.
Soon to be in Bad Batch, maybe. I'm gonna go number 2. I really hope I don't regret this.
Well, this really doesn't mean anything, so you'll be fine. I don't know how to spell Ventress. Is it ESS? I was going to go with that. And and the last one on the list is Baylan Skull.
All right, number 5.
Baylan Skull.
Frick.
Number 5. I don't know why you hate Baylan so much. Ever since I've known you, I hate Baylan Skull.
I know. This becomes like a game of not what am I ranking? It's like, how do I decipher what is going on in James's head? So I'm like, I know the theme.
Disney Desi is very thankful of your Kylo Ren number 1. There's a win. That's the thing. It's like, and it is. I am trying to screw you over with some of them. I have to be strategic, like where I think Baylan Skull was the first one I wrote. It was like Baylan Kylo, and then I was like, okay, well I can't put those 2 first because that's too easy. So yeah, I tried to trick you into putting Baylan Skull last because you hate Baylan Skull.
I thought you were gonna be like Maz Kanata, the Bell.
She's not bad, though.
Gosh, what was that? Oh, they're bad. Oh, I missed that word.
Yeah, probably cut out. All right, let's go to the odds.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
Never tell me the odds.
Hold on, I screwed up. Okay, now we can go to it. Oof, boy, it's nerve-wracking.
Ability of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Oh, no freeze frame at the end. Never tell me the odds. Brought to you, me, and everyone in the vicinity by patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do and you want to support us, head on down to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and give us your money. Give us your money. We might give you some things back. We'll give you hugs. But please support us.
Right.
We love talking about Star Wars, and we love talking about non-Star Wars things. And go and help us out and become one of the wonderful group of people that we shout out every episode, like Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barrett Brophy, Dennis Allen, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Urban, Phil Staniforth, Rez, Scott D,
Josh Price, Matt W, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry, Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Denna Nerds, Disney, Desi, Charlotte, Ron Pasek, and Jeff Wilson.
Desi's, as always, is trying to like sabotage our Patreon game, as you can see in the little chat there.
Oh, wow, she's got a point. Although I thought Andrew did, but who knows?
Who can say?
Not Andrew. Never Tell Me the Odds. Thank you, Patreon, for all of your help and support. And if you knew that Shinhati was on the list, then you knew that Balin was coming.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true though, because I would like it's like one or the other, maybe. Because we're gonna do more of these lists. I gotta spread them out.
It's the mental calculus of what James is gonna say next.
Exactly. Never Tell Me the Odds. Thank you so much, Patreon, for all of your support. Never Tell Me the Odds. The Acolyte will show blood. Are we going to see blood in the Acolyte? Blood. I think the only time we've seen blood really has been with Maul. No, have we got him on blood?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Has anyone been covered in blood? Hug from Heidi Feder is a prerequisite when you see Heidi. I mean, I feel like 100% because it's on the poster, but that could just be jam. It could just be jams. I'm going to still go 100% though.
Yeah, I'm going to go 67% because you're right. It's on the poster. They want to go a little bit darker, gritty. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be like flowing blood, but I think we'll see some blood because it's a murder mystery also.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see some blood in the and the cantina when Obi-Wan cuts off the two guys' arms. So, like, literally, there's a Force Awakens have blood, because then every first movie in the trilogy has blood. Then after that, Lucas is like, no more blood. No more. By the way, everyone hates
Diet Coke. Coke Zero. That's what I was saying.
Never Tell Me the Odds. Never Tell Me the Odds. The Acolyte will have deep cuts to the High Republic, other than the ones that have been noticed, like more deep cuts, like things that I don't even know exist right now. But no, and I'm saying this like Brock, and I'm not saying here. So let me just like clarify. It's not like, oh, remember when I went to have a drink with Jar Akbar? You know, like not like that. Like literally, like something will be said and mentioned, like small, subtle, that will make sense to the plot, but you'll be like, oh, that I know that backstory. Like, you know what I mean? Like something a little bit more like that. Yeah, like Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yeah. Were you in the theater with me when we watched like the second X-Men movie of the second series where they showed like they teased like Apocalypse, and I was like, "Oh, I know what that is!" Like I verbally said that out loud.
No,
it'll be like that.
I saw it with Erin, and she was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "That's Apocalypse." I was excited like you.
I will say 80% because like I'm already sort of seeing stuff in the trailer, so yeah. I mean, there's got to be at least maybe not deep cuts, but like, yeah,
like it's like literally like things that will show up that, you know, just people who read the books will be like, I appreciate that. Nobody else will care. I'm gonna go 90%. Exactly. Why not? If you're gonna make it something around this time, and you have a story group who knows stuff around this time, do it.
Yeah.
All right, our final odd comes to us from executive producer Heidi Feder. Heidi's odd says Darth Plagueis and/or CVP will appear in the Acolyte.
I want to say 90%, at least Darth Plagueis. Like, I feel like, come on, like you can't like hint at that and then not give us something. It doesn't have to be the main focus. Just show it. Like, come on.
I'm really torn on this one because I'm like what you're saying. I totally agree. You have it, use it, like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But also, do you go there? Is that the direction you want to go? I saw like I don't know how old either one of them are supposed to be around this time. I think Plagueis has to play some kind of part in it. Maybe not in season 1, but at some point. So I'm gonna go full Brock on it. I'm gonna
Oh,
because full Brock. Just because it's just it makes so much sense, and that's why I think they won't do it. Like it's like the obvious thing is to do it, but yeah, that's where I am. So anyway, full Brock on that one. All right, guys, let us know what your
Nice.
odds are in the comments below. Brock, you got news?
You gotta believe that I do.
Hollow news. Hollow. Okay, I'm done. Where am I? Hollow news.
Hollow news, the news you need to know right now. Lucasfilm announced today that in celebration of the 25th anniversary of Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, fans will have the chance to experience the entire Skywalker saga in theaters this May the 4th, also known as Star Wars Day. This includes all 9 episodic films in chronological order: Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and the final, The Rise of Skywalker. So that's 9 movies in one day. But wasn't amazing enough. In addition, an exclusive look at The Acolyte, the upcoming Disney Plus series set during the High Republic era, will be part of the Phantom Menace screenings. Finally, those attending will receive a special limited edition poster, and tickets go on sale tomorrow, Friday, March 22nd at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Was unable to figure out if this is just in the States or in all of North America or worldwide. I truly hope it's all worldwide because chance to see some Acolyte High Republic stuff. I'm like, let's go. But I feel like they'll bury it and I'll have to watch 7 movies to get to it. Also, Star Wars fans longing for a taste of some mysterious blue milk will soon be able to sip on the galaxy's infamous beverage. In a press release, Lucasfilm released a slate of new products as part of the month-long celebration of Star Wars villainy dubbed Imperial March. The Post mentions that the Lucasfilm is partnering with the milk brand True Moo to create the beverage. The Star Wars True Moo Blue Milk by Dairy Farmers of America. True Moo is described as a delicious vanilla flavored milk with blue food coloring, and fans can expect to see it on store shelves beginning April 17th. And this has been your Hollow News.
Ouch. Are we going to go see all 9, 11, whatever movies there are?
See, like, they're so smart. They're like, oh, by the way, we'll show some stuff to the new thing you want. And I'm like, and a poster. I'm like,
The poster might get me. You know what? Honestly, they're a month away from the show dropping. I'm okay.
Well, I'm a dink, double income, no kids, and I think a dink wad, double income, no kids, with a dog. So maybe I'll do it. I don't know. And it's just like take a picture of myself every hour as I'm slowly descending into madness. I'm like, because like each movie's like 2 hours, right? So that's like an 18-hour day.
Yeah, I know Rob went to go see the marathon before one of the Avengers movies, but it was the earlier Avengers movies. I don't know if he did it for the later one. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That was still a lot of movies. Like we just said, Dune was a long time.
Yeah.
That's like one in like a quarter of these movies.
And you know they'll be smart. They won't tell you when that reveal of Acolyte will
100%
be. 100%
it's at the end. Imagine it's at the beginning and everyone just leaves. It just walks in. Got what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's a prequel. Top five moments from the trailer, Brock. Top 5 moments from the trailer we just broke down. I'm going with Carrie Ann Moss stopping that blade Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, I will say I don't know if that music from the trailer is in the show, but I hope the show has very strong music.
Me too. It's like
Sure, we're alone.
music's very vital to it.
Yeah.
My number 5 is shout out to my colleague Clark Barnes for showing me the first meme of the Acolyte, where the one alien Padawan Jedi cannot close his eyes, and he's like, his message was like, "Is this racist?" I'm like, and I passed away from laughter.
That's a great meme. I haven't seen that one when you sent it. My number 4 is just seeing a Jedi Wookiee. Wookiees are back, and I am all in on it. I want to see. We're going to get some lightsaber action, and if you notice, that Wookiee isn't with that group who encounter. I don't think he is anyway. I could be wrong. That encounter the Red Blade. I don't think so. I think those guys could all be dead. That's dead. They could be dead.
My number 4 is going to be the look of Amandla Stenberg assassin. We're not quite sure exactly what the character is, but like, I don't know, purple cloak. That looks awesome.
Think she has a purple lightsaber?
Oh, could you imagine?
My number 3, speaking of lightsabers, is just seeing the red lightsaber, because unlike everybody else on social media, I was like, that's cool. Oh, everybody hates this. Interesting. I thought it was cool. I'm like, bring more of it.
I'll kind of agree with you, James. My number 3 is going to be just the end there, where we see a flurry of lightsabers, and like, I like how it's dark and you just see lightsabers. You don't see who's holding white. It's just like, so it's like you win me over every time.
Every time. My number 2 is the spinning ninja kicks in the air. Spin it, kick it, let's do it. Bring it more. I am all in.
I mean, I would be amiss if I didn't mention it, but my number 2 will be references specifically to the High Republic that, like, maybe a lot of people miss if they haven't read it. The White Cloaks, Vernestra Row. I'm super psyched. I'm sure there's going to be a little bit more. But wow. That's my number 2.
And my number 1 is, you've already said it, but all the lightsabers turning on, because I am a sucker for lightsabers and lightsabers in the dark and lightsabers in general. Number 1 is lightsabers.
My number 1, you've already said, and Wookiee Jedi. You know I love Chewbacca, so like, I'm in. It's like, oh crap, a new Wookiee figure to collect.
Yeah. Too bad the Disney store shut down. Man, you would get those Wookiee stuffed toys like crazy everywhere. Wookiee, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Wookiee.
Wookiee Mickey.
If Bob Iger's listening, he'll steal that idea. Those are our top 5. Let us know what yours are in the comments below. This has been episode 317, bro.
Wow. Amazing.
It's amazing that they're still making Star Wars after all this time. That's what's amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm in. Oh, and Bad Batch was semi-okay this week.
But yeah, I didn't talk about it. How many episodes are left? It feels like this show just never... I haven't watched it yet, but...
Well, season 2 had like almost 20 episodes, I think, so this could go on forever.
Holy moly. All right. And this is the last season, right? The last one?
Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up. Anything else you want to... Huh?
Nope. I still love Shogun.
Yeah, good. I haven't seen it yet.
Mm.
Is it as good as Book of Boba Fett?
I don't know. I mean, Book of Boba Fett has Mandalorian.
You know that nobody likes the Book of Boba Fett? I keep finding out more and more people despise that show, and I'm like, but I really enjoy it.
No one likes Jar Binks, Book of Boba Fett, red lightsabers in the wrong era. and wherever Kate Middleton is.
I don't even know what's going on with that. I missed the boat on that one, and I'm like,
don't bother.
Yeah, I'm not going to, but I definitely missed the boat on that one. All right, Disney doesn't know of I Love Book of Boba Fett. We will wrap it up. Anything else you want to say, Brock?
Go see Dune. So they'll make more Dune movies.
Well, I made enough. They're going to.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do that fun stuff. Go see Dune. Support Canadian cinema. Is that a Canadian film? Technically, no. It's how many Canadians are involved in it? A director who probably hasn't been to Canada for like a week.
Who else is in that movie? Is Austin Butler Canadian?
Yes, and Timothy Chalamet is Canadian. Yeah. And
he's French.
Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin, I think, is from Canada. Yeah, he's from Canada. I think he's from Etobicoke.
Him and Joey Votto.
They grew up together. Joey Votto almost got the role in Goonies, but thankfully he didn't. Then he found his path in baseball.
Same energy.
Right.
Same energy.
All right, Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel scum.
Scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.